If you look at the district that I serve, I cover 4 counties in eastern North Carolina: Craven, Green, Lenoir, and Wayne counties. Even though the military installations are not in my district, what affects my district is Seymour Johnson and Cherry Point. When you look at our military impact, not just in eastern North Carolina, but all over the state, you're looking at over a $65 billion economic impact to the state, which is the second largest economic impact next to agriculture. So when you put those two together, you have a huge economic boom here in North Carolina. The reason why they're important is because when you look at encroachment issues, which is what our General Assembly's been working on for a number of years, agriculture and military go hand in hand. The more farmland there is, the more airspace there is, et cetera, it goes on back and forth. And so we're very proud of that partnership. I was very honored to, and like Representative Soka and Senator Curtis here, it's for Representative Grange, came into the General Assembly, but we put a focus in place of establishing the North Carolina Military and Veteran Affairs. Actually, I guess the proper name would be the secretary position, the cabinet position level. You look at everything that has a position in state government, our second largest economic impact did not. And so when you look at the driving force behind what we've done and the emphasis in there, if you're going to be the best, you need to be able to support it. And so the implementation of that entity in government has been a big success story, not just because of the number of veterans that we serve across the country, but actually trying to organize and uniting those. You look at, I think it's somewhere around 80 of our 100 counties in the state have some type of economic impact from military installations or military contractors in that area. You look at our construction companies across the state, our vendors that do military contracts. And so it's a huge deal, and your Military Affairs Committee, along with your Department of Military and Veteran Affairs, is on the forefront of that. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel that in Washington, we're actually playing offense for the first time. When you look at what's going on with the new refueling tanker at Seymour Johnson, that just didn't happen because Seymour Johnson is there. That took a collaborative input from local, state, and federal officials to actually make that happen. So the new refueling tanker will be housed at Seymour Johnson. When you look at the Joint Strike Fighter and the economic impact of billions and billions of dollars it's going to have, not just to the Cherry Point and Havelock area, but all over eastern North Carolina, that is an effort that has not been just led by a couple of folks in Washington, but this whole entire state. So we put our money where our mouth is, and we went and invested in this and put this department, and I'm very, very happy to see the effort that's been going on so far.